Let this be a lesson to you. Say no to drugs.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to. We are the creators of the Spooky Pit, the innovators of the Passion Bump, and we take you down the darkest rabbit holes of all things horror.
Welcome, spooky bitches. We review horror movies and fuck them with comedy. We are your final bros, Brian Hopper LaGrassa and Shane Lynch Mob Smith. We're here today reviewing Sleepaway Camp II, Unhappy Campers. It is week 2 of Sequel September.
This is correct. It is a big week. This is honestly a movie that's long overdue for us to talk about. Sleepaway Camp was one of our earliest reviews, and we haven't gotten to the sequel till now, but number 8.
Episode 10.
10. Oh, wow, yeah.
Sauce McGavin was on for it.
Yeah, so this is, like we said, long overdue, and it's interesting.
Interesting is a good word to use for it. This movie reminded me kind of like Silent Night, Deadly Night, but
yes.
like for summer.
Yes.
And she was like distributing punishments to the naughty kids. Naughty.
Naughty.
Yeah, so any naughty campers were getting dispatched accordingly by
Angela. Too bad everyone is naughty. And I mean everyone
especially
is naughty.
The girls.
Yeah.
Right?
Naughty girls.
The girls, except for Molly, clean out almost entirely.
Actually, the one girl, the black girl, wasn't naughty. She just had a big mouth, as Angela would say.
Big mouth. Some piano wire.
Yeah. Jeez. That was tough. Yeah, this is, it's the kind of movie where the kids are supposed to be kids, aged like 14 to 16 maybe. And the female characters are naked the entire movie. So that's weird. I mean, all the people, the actresses are overage. They're all obviously probably like 24, but like they're supposed to be kids.
But one girl just literally cannot help not being
naked.
She literally has to have her top off like 24/7.
Yeah.
Her name's Allie, I think.
Yes.
Literally always, I guess she's a flirt or I don't know what she tries to do, but she literally has to have her top off.
Well, as Angela says, you don't have to take your shirt off for attention all the time.
And she's like, no, I do.
Yeah, she's like, literally,
really
it's my only personality trait.
She even like compliments her. She's like, you got some nice stuff down there. But she's like, don't show it.
Yeah, she's like, it's gonna lose its luster if you keep like showing it off.
Keep just showing the goods off. Yeah, it's gonna devalue over time.
Exactly.
That's how the economy works.
It's all about keeping the value up. That's why you don't show. You show occasionally, and then it really builds up. Everyone's like, man, when are we gonna see it again? If it constantly it's out, it turns into like, I don't know, Naomi Watts, and I'm just bored of it.
Totally true. That's just human psychology in general. I always say it. We always talk about it. Women look best when their clothes are on.
Yeah.
Like, because you have the mystery there. You always overshoot what it's going to look like when you see them with their clothes on. You're like, oh, this can be like the greatest thing when she takes these clothes off. And then when she takes these clothes off, you're like, expected better.
It's how it happens. It's how it happens.
Sometimes porns can break your heart.
Yeah.
Sometimes campers can break your heart.
Some
Sleepaway Camp II, Unhappy Campers.
And sometimes they could just cut your heart out.
Or, in the case of Angela, who's a camp counselor who literally kills a bunch of campers. And honestly, I will say, the kills are pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, some of them are pretty brutal. Yeah. So,
you want to jump in?
Yeah, I love jumping into the Spooky Pit.
Okay. We're jumping in. Sleepaway Camp II, Unhappy Campers was released in 1988, the same year as Die Hard. Angela is back at summer camp, only this time she's a counselor and dishing punishment on all of the naughty kids at camp. This film was directed by Michael A. Simpson and it stars, you said Bruce Springsteen's sister, Pamela Springsteen, Angela?
I think they are brother and sister.
All right, well, in any case,
let's find out.
She plays Angela. Renee Estevez is Molly. Tony Higgins is Sean. Valerie Hartman is Allie. Brian Patrick Clark as TC, and Walter Gottel as Uncle John. And I got to ask you a question. So the summer camp, the lead counselors are TC and Angela.
Yes.
the head of the summer camp is Uncle John.
Correct.
What is this man? Can you actually translate what this man says? Or
No.
It's impossible, right?
He doesn't speak.
Just want to make sure.
He just mumbles. Can confirm, by the way, the Springsteens are related. Brother and sister.
Wow. This is Bruce Springsteen's sister.
Yes. She smiles a lot in this movie.
She's in the third one too, right?
I believe so. I don't remember. Let's find out.
She's in the third one too.
Yeah, she's always smiling. She is in the third one. She is a very, very happy camper in this movie.
Is yours?
Yes.
Okay. Glasses.
Yes, I could take those.
Not pack condoms.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's not. We're not
She
Damien.
smiles
We're not
a
all
lot.
Damien.
She's trying to I guess embody a positive type atmosphere at camp, trying to be cheery because she wants campers to be good.
She wants everyone to be
Wholesome.
good, wholesome, happy, just literally love camp. She just wants you to love camp.
Question. I don't understand where the love for camp has come to Angela's character. Like, she didn't look like she was loving camp in the first movie. She was just very reserved and
Oh, it's
quiet.
wild. It makes no sense.
So, like, why does she, like, now, like, she like, fights for the love of camp?
I think her years of therapy has just been to make her embrace camp.
So the whole idea is, you've seen the first movie, which I always say, I love the first movie.
First movie,
it's such a wild movie where it's just like this comical movie and the end is just a fucking just hit you right in the fucking gut so hard you
it's
don't
wild.
expect. She undergoes a sex change.
Yeah, so the opening of this movie is all these kids, they're the boy kids, sitting around a campfire with one girl. And the one girl starts to tell the story of how, like, at a Camp Arawak not too long ago, this one guy started killing all these people.
This one dude was just murdering. Dude, I was like, the dude guy just like fucking.
Yeah,
crushing
well,
kids.
I was trying to understand exactly how I should even say it because they mentioned that it was a girl, but it was actually a guy. And then when they caught Angela, who was also named Paul or Peter at the time or whatever, then they brought her to a psych ward where they actually just perform a sex change on her.
Yep.
And then...
And, like, honestly, Shane, I gotta tell you one thing. Why the fuck should my tax dollars
Oh my God, dude.
go into this
It was
bitch's
so
sex
funny.
change?
It was so funny because, like, that's what one of the guys said. And it's like, yeah, then our dad's tax dollars went into the sex change. And I'm like, yo, is this movie made today or in the 1980s?
Yo, I legitimately had to pause the movie because I was laughing so hard how fucking topical this is.
I didn't know that was like a conversation back
I feel
then.
like this is my fucking dad.
Yeah, no, right? It's like, just the way he says it. And then our parents' tax dollars went in to pay the sex change. It's like, the fuck is going on?
Oh my god. Oh, best line in the movie. Like, bar none.
Dude,
The best line in the movie.
And it's funny because they can't remember the girl's name after the sex change. They're like, it was like Alexandra or Alice. And it's like, then Angela shows up and she's like, what are you doing with the boys?
Yeah, to the one
Girl who's there.
She definitely pulls them out of we'll call them the boy pit.
Yes.
Circular around the campfire, swapping stories. Pulls her out. Being naughty with the boys. Angela doesn't like that right away. She doesn't like misbehavior, and if it's late night with the boys, it can't be up to good.
It's crazy, though, because the girl was doing nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. Literally nothing wrong. Swapping stories at night. Literally innocent behavior.
So innocent. She all right. Maybe the only thing she did was leave her bunk at night, but like she wasn't. They weren't drinking. They weren't smoking. Just
No
literally
sexual behavior.
No, just campfire stories with the boys.
Yeah.
Only crime that girl committed. And Angela beats her with a log and cuts off her tongue.
Yes, you're right. Like, brutally beats her with a fucking hard ass branch.
Yeah.
Fucking legitimate log, like you said. And while she's knocked out, clips off her tongue.
Yes. And like, so no mystery. This is the Angela who is the killer.
Yeah.
There is no build up with that. The next day she goes to Uncle John and she's like, yeah, I had to make her leave. She was being naughty with the boys.
Uncle John is all like, no more living. You're like, can I get a run that one back? No more leaving. No, I can't do that no more. And you're like, okay, but in any case, you can't understand anything this fucking guy says. I don't know if he's white, Filipino, white Pino. I don't know what he is, Shane. He can't understand him.
I think he's supposed to just be a New Yorker.
Fucking chain smoker?
Yeah, I just heard
In any case, he doesn't want her kicking any more people out of camp.
Correct. That is the plot of this movie.
Like, she's going to kill campers off and then write it off as if, like, they were naughty. I just sent them home.
Yeah.
I sent them home. Whether they wanted to or against their will, they're home now. And he's like, dude, you can't do that, you dude chick.
Yeah. And like, so then we cut to the lunch room where we are introduced to like, it's like Molly, Allie, the talkative girl, the shit sisters, who are the potheads of the thing. They're just like, weed school.
Literally.
That's their character trait. And
literally, they have a night in the woods where they're just smoking weed.
And then Angela is named Camp Counselor of the Week.
Yeah, she is. And she's so good at celebrating how good she is at camp with song.
Yes. So she has Allie and Molly come up and she's like, you know how to act out the stuff for the song, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm just surprised that Allie didn't do this topless.
Facts. Because I'm a happy camper. I love the summer rain.
I'm going to have to like passion bump this song that you're doing.
Okay.
Passion bump. Passion bump. Passion bump. My cheese.
Tits!
They're coming. Actually, I think I missed a part with Tits where it's just an ongoing storyline. We could just talk about it. Where there are these two young boys who just run around with a camera taking topless photos of the girls when they aren't paying attention.
Yeah, it is camp. And I somewhat believe, like, this is believable to me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like, so basically there's these two young campers that kind of like peer into the girls where they are, and they take video footage of them.
Topless.
And they kind of like store the footage, the topless footage.
Yeah. And they just have like photographs. It's just like, I feel like I'm watching Memento.
Or it's probably just Allie's tits in different filters.
No. Well, apparently they have some of everyone because there's a scene where they get caught and they're like, don't tell me the photo of Angela's in there.
Yeah, that's right. They're just peeping Toms.
Yeah. They're little pervs. Yeah. You know, all boys go through that phase.
In all honesty, maybe.
I feel like a lot of them might have.
A lot of them did. I mean, I never, like I said, like I never went to a remote camp.
Me either.
I just went to like our local camp, but like it wasn't. We were not sleeping there overnight. It was a day camp.
Yes. So yeah, we haven't had that experience, but so after they sing the song and everyone's all happy, there's like a useless scene in the pool where Allie just jumps in with her white shirt and she's trying to steal Sean away from Molly. And Sean is so turned off by Allie's tits.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. There's a burgeoning romance by the nice girl and the nice guy. Sean and Molly.
Yes.
I don't know. I forget the feeling that Sean's a little older.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But like he's not into like the strong-willed female types. He's into more of like the reserved, sweet girls like Molly.
Yeah.
So they have like a burgeoning romance. But female trait 101, every girl wants attention.
Yeah.
This girl, Allie, definitely wants the attention by, just flop her tits around the entire movie. So what she's going to do, she tells Ron, she goes, I definitely don't want to get thrown into the water, which is basically code for Ron just throws him in the fucking water. I think the guy's name is Ron or something like that. Throws him in the water, her in the water. She has a white shirt on. Definitely you can see like literally everything.
Everything, yeah, it's all there.
And it's right in front of Sean, but he could, like you said, could not be any more repelled by these things.
Him and Molly just get up and leave.
Yes.
They like no interest in her.
It is such a try-hard move.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like even if you like that strong, like there's something very unattractive about trying that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody likes to try hard.
Exactly.
Actually, it's actually more attractive if you try not at all. Like if you don't try.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but it's the truth.
It's just how it is. So now Angela, she's going to see the two sisters getting drunk and getting high in the woods.
Literally, these two girls just fucking just smoking. Honestly, you got to say no to drugs, kids.
Yes, that's the moral of all this.
We say it on this podcast all the time. Shane, you don't smoke weed.
No.
I don't smoke weed. I'm fucking allergic to it. I can't do it.
That's actually a fact.
Don't smoke weed, kids. It's bad for you, no matter what anybody says. Because you're gonna die like fucking these kids when they're smoking weed.
Yeah,
in the camp.
because someone like Angela's going to find it. She's going to get you both when you're sleeping and knocked out from your drugs. And you're going to wake up to see your one sister burned alive in front of you.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Fucking lit aflame.
Yes. Then, like, Angela's just going to start dousing the alive sister in gasoline.
Kind of remind me of like the monk that just lights himself on fire.
Yes,
real quick.
yes.
Just fucking lights on fire. It's crazy.
Does Angela get high from inhaling the smoke of these burnt out sisters?
Maybe. They're just basically weed personified.
Yeah, they are. They are literally just walking weed.
Yeah.
So these two sisters are killed. This movie is a lot of Angela just bumps into people doing bad things and then them instantly being killed.
That's why, like, when I watched this the second time, I actually didn't like it as much the first time because I realized like how repetitive this fucking movie is.
Yeah.
It's just like rinse, repeat. Like Angela sees someone doing something misbehaving, killing them, see someone misbehaving, killing them, burying them, sent them home. Killing, burying, sent them home.
Because there's no, like, development for any of the characters because the second they do something wrong, they're, like, written out and killed. Like,
and immediately smoked off. There's not even, like, a fight. Like she just brutally murdered them.
she is a fucking pro. She is the Jason Bourne of camp counselors.
She's a Bruce Springsteen of rocking the murder world.
Yes, I like what you did there. Born in the USA. So now, I believe there's we then cut to her like helping a girl paint, and the girl's like, "Yo, fuck you! I don't want to paint," and she actually does go home.
Yeah, she willingly goes home.
And this is the first time where a girl just goes home.
She can't kill her, but she willingly
goes home.
Yep.
But she does run into John, who's like,
yeah, literally.
And Angela's like, I sent the shit sisters home. And he's like, I literally, and I don't think he says this because I can't understand what he's saying, but I assume he's saying, I'm running out of people in this camp. Stop sending them home.
It's like, how can I run a camp when you literally send every person home for any reason?
Yeah.
And like, literally, you send them home for everything.
Yeah.
If they misbehave, they get sent home. If they don't want to be here, they get sent home.
Yeah, there's just everyone is dropping like flies. It's wild. Like,
literally,
you could see the frustration on his face because you can't understand the frustration in his mouth.
And it's a fact. And the other leader, TC,
yeah,
he doesn't send anybody home. He's just trying his hardest to grow his mullet.
I like TC. I wish he had more screen time.
Me too. Too bad half his screen time was half his face getting fried off.
That's a fucking fact. I'm trying to think where we go to next.
She just goes on a fucking killing rampage, dude. She just starts going from kill to kill to kill.
Oh, there is actually a scene now at night where Angela gets pissed off. The boys do a little panty raid.
Yeah.
Like it's... So like the only time I've actually ever seen a panty raid was SpongeBob of all places, where like Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob, and Patrick are like, let's go on a panty raid. But now I'm seeing a real one in this movie.
This is a panty raid. So basically the boys plot to go at night into the girls' dorm area, their bunk, I guess you could call it, and steal their panties. That's it. They steal their underwear.
Yeah.
And the girls
Allie is naked, I think, during this scene as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then some other random girl's like, oh, you want to steal my panties? How about I just show you my tits real quick?
Yeah. And then Angela walks in and she's like, bruh. But then the girls... Retaliation raid the boys, and TC's like, just let me know when it's over. He's so chill.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking care.
He don't care.
They have, like, one guy just like fucking getting tortured in his underwear.
Yeah, they're like fucking whipping him with chains, and TC's like, well, when it's done, I'll take care of this. But Angela actually shows up there, and she's like, she takes the one girl into her car after this, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, look.
This is fucking brutal, dude.
She's like, you made a mistake. Just apologize.
Own up to it.
Own up to it. And
I
we'll
won't
move on.
throw you in the fucking face.
Yeah. And the girl's like, how about this? You're a cunt, Angela. I'm not apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
Face drill. The drill's very... It was a different kind of drill. It's weird.
It was a weird drill, but it was a drill.
Yes, it was. It was.
Okay, it was a drill.
It just like... It wasn't like your Phillips head or your flat top. It was like a fucking blender drill almost.
It was like a blender. But yeah, basically this woman gets fucking drilled in the face.
Yeah, and she's just toast. Then it goes to, we're like starting to find out these boys are going to do a little practical joke on Angela and scare her at night.
Yeah.
So they're like getting ready. They're dressing up as Freddy and they're dressing up as Jason.
Yep.
And they have the claw and they have a machete and they're going to spook her in the dark.
It's cool. This came out like 88.
Yeah.
4 years before like Nightmare came out, and like, you know, like 7 years before or 8 years before.
Yeah.
Friday came out and Jason. So it's just like those were such big movies, even like
Then, yeah.
family. But yeah, you're right. They dress up as these characters and they try to scare Angela, but in such a way that Angela has this way of just predicting everybody's actions.
Yes. She has her own glove.
Yeah, and she basically slices the Freddy guy
In the throat,
head, right,
yep.
throwing it right off, and then has a fucking chainsaw.
She turns it. She has the mask, the leather face mask.
Yes.
And she fucking chainsaws the other kid. And I'm like, yo, how does no one hear this revved up chainsaw?
Facts. It is literally in the middle of a quiet forest.
Yeah. And she's just sawing this boy.
I have a question.
Let's go.
Where does she put the fucking body? So I will get the answer to this. We will.
Yes.
But when you're watching this, she's fucking killing all these people. Where does she put the dead bodies? How does she clean them up in such a quick time?
I have no idea. Because also she like props them up when we like she doesn't have time to go from here. How does she hide all the blood? The forest would just be covered in blood.
How much cleaning supplies would she have to bring from? Because she kills not only in her own area, but in other areas.
And she's got to get blood on her clothes.
100%.
Well, actually, she does. The drill, she gets covered.
I have another thing. You will know the ending of this movie where she puts the bodies, and there's got to be an odor there.
Yeah.
That odor does not cling to her clothes at all, or nothing.
No.
She just fucking
It's so
crazy.
wild.
Must be a Springsteen thing.
So then we cut to it's like they're kids, but they're older, so we could probably passion bump this because like Ron is like ransacking Allie in this scene.
Ransacking is the word. She likes it. He's like eating her good.
But he's like almost like just eating her out her belly button at scenes, like almost.
Well, clearly they're not doing anything sexual. Like clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, they are.
They are, but they're not.
But they're clearly not. Like, the actors are not, like, doing it. Like, he couldn't be further away from the area.
But that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
He's just, like,
going, but that's what it looks like. He's literally ringing around her belly button.
I don't know what... I don't know what age... I don't even know. Maybe these kids are supposed to be older than 18. I have no idea.
But what over 18-year-olds going to summer camp?
I know. But there's counselors, and they're not counselors.
Because you only need counselors over the age of 18.
Yeah, I don't know. In any case, you're right. Like, they're in a public bathroom.
Yeah.
Right? And they're fucking going to town. He's going to town on her.
Yeah. And, like, Angela's then going to head over there, and it looks like she's going to, like, rev up the chainsaw, but it doesn't work anymore, so she can't get in, so she just knocks on the door.
Yeah.
And she's like, Allie, what are you doing in here? She's like, I have really bad cramps. And she's like, didn't you just have cramps like a week ago? And she's like, I get my period a lot. It runs in the family.
It's like every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, I think some girls do get it more often than others. So, maybe believable story.
Maybe.
It's not true, but, TC's going to be like, hey, Angela, have you seen the hundreds of missing kids I have now?
We have a shortage on campers. It's like, I got nothing to manage. Like, what's going on here with the campers?
Doesn't, she say she sent them home?
Yeah.
Because she gets fired soon.
She does. She literally gets fired by Uncle John because of sending so many campers. It's actually such an abrupt firing.
Yeah.
She basically has this, like, weird, like, nightmare or dream sequence.
Yes.
If you remember, where it's, like, a completely blue filter where it's just like she gets all flashbacks from every kill that she had, plus the fact that she's singing these crazy camp songs, and then she snaps. She's having a nightmare. She wakes up, and the transition is she's getting fired by Uncle John.
Wild, it's wild. Molly's gonna talk to Angela in a scene. They're just gonna be talking, and then this is important because in the background, literally, Allie is having sex with another man again. Yeah, I don't even think it's Ron. I think it's a different guy from Ron.
Probably.
And it's just like Angela's gonna see this, so she's gonna leave Allie a note that says, "Hey, this is Sean. Let's meet up at this porta potty at like 4 p.m." and Allie's gonna show up, and she's like, "Oh, where is he? Where is he?" And Angela's like, "You're just as dumb as I thought." And she's gonna grab her by the back of the skull and start to push her into the fucking porta potty. And she's like, "What do you see down there?
Yeah.
What do you see?"
Literally shoves her in the fucking porta john. It's fucking gross.
And she's like, "Pee?" She's like, "What else? Shit?" She's like, "What else?" Leeches. And just tosses her in and just starts fucking cooking her with like stirring her around with like
witch's brew.
yeah, with the friggin' giant stick. And what's wild is every time she comes up, she has more leeches on her face.
Yeah. You ever get leeched?
Oh, I feel like we've seen this in another movie where someone was thrown in a toilet and covered with leeches.
It sounds familiar. I'm sure we've covered it. We've covered a lot of things.
Oh, we haven't covered it. I know the movie I'm thinking of though. The Hills Have Eyes 2, the one with the army.
Yep.
When they get to the army base, they find the guy in the porta potty, and when they pull him out, he was actually covered in cuts, so he would die of like, what is that, like where shit gets in your cuts and you get like super gangrene or whatever.
Infected. Yeah, I mean, we haven't even done the first Hills of Eyes.
I actually would like to hit those, not the originals. I actually think the remakes are better.
I agree. But with this movie, you know, it's super interesting because she tries to strike up a relationship with this girl Molly based on the fact that Molly's the quote unquote nice camper.
Yes,
like the girl that like is like respectful, tries to be in a nice relationship with a boy. So she tries to like spark this relationship with Molly. So you're curious to see like how this is going to develop throughout the story as she's literally just cleaning house of all these naughty campers, and literally every girl apparently but Molly is naughty. And I think she sees a little bit of herself in Molly.
Yes, I think that's what it is, and that's why she takes a liking to Molly.
And if you like, honestly, when you watch Sleepaway Camp 1, it's interesting because the character of Angela is very quiet, doesn't say a fucking word because of her, like, I guess, bodily issues or it's like changes or whatever. And, like, the fact that, like, there is a guy, I think Paul or something,
Paul,
that's interested in her. And how she kind of navigates that situation. And I guess she sees that in Molly with Sean.
Yeah.
So she's very like respectful and tries to like protect her, or like gives her like advice and tries to like be that sister to her during summer camp. But like with everybody else who's kind of like, I guess, quote unquote naughty, cleans house.
Yeah.
So you'll see like how that's going to come to a fucking head soon.
Very soon. Because Angela's going to go back to her dorm, and the black girl's going to come up and be like, "So, Angela, I was like worried about my friends missing, so I called this person's mom because you had sent them home, but they had never made it home. So then I called this person who also got sent home, but they weren't home, and said they might be by the Shit Sisters. So then I called them who also weren't home, and I was like, what's going on here?
What the fuck?
And I was like, what the fuck? And then as this is being said, Angela's like looking for ways to kill her.
Yeah.
And that's when she finds the guitar string.
Audition style.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it. Yeah. So this is like the turn of Angela from naughty to just like, I need to save my fucking self at this point.
Yeah. So she just, because then like another girl walks in on this, and doesn't she just like stab this girl like in the chest a couple of times?
Literally straight stabbing.
Girl has done nothing wrong in the movie.
Pretty creative with her kills, like up to this point, where she just like fucking now has to forage for ways to kill people just to keep clean and like ahead of the law.
It just wild stuff.
And I think what's happened at this point is having Molly and Sean at this point like hooked up.
Yes,
they would have hooked up, and they're like, you know, they're the main characters, I guess, of the story besides Angela, where they're like, their relationship is flourishing. She respects her, but the thing is, they're gonna be asking questions soon enough. A lot of people are, because like fucking everybody is not there anymore, especially the girls. Like, Angela even peers in on Molly at one point, and Molly's like, there's literally no girls in this fucking bunk anymore.
Yeah, it's
literally just me and you. And she's like, I sent them all home.
Yeah.
She's like, oh.
Doesn't she also kill the photography kids too at this point? Yeah, because she finds the photos
of
and
her. Yeah. She has, like you said, like in the beginning, like they took photos of her. She literally sees photos of her and kills them.
Yeah. So like everyone is just dead at this camp.
She's literally killing kids.
So Molly Angela and Sean are just out in the woods, and there's this cabin up top, and Sean and Molly go into the cabin, and every single dead child is in there.
Well, Molly does know that that's her cabin.
Yes.
Sean doesn't yet, but you're right. Like Sean is actually, I think, the first to go into the cabin.
Yes, he is.
Right? So he goes into the cabin and he sees a bunch of dead girls all propped up. So this is where they're storing all of the dead girls, all of the people that she's killed, which has mostly been girls.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like he's the guy counselor.
There are guys in there though. Like the two that were going to scare her are definitely in there.
So he goes in there, and I feel like she just immediately goes right for him.
Yeah, she whacks him in the head with something, knocking him out.
Is it a fucking twig?
I think so. It's something like
hits
that.
him a bunch of times on the brain. He's not dead yet, but he hits him a bunch of times
Yeah.
on the ground. And then she does come in. Molly,
Molly
comes in as well. And this is like I said, she's seeing it and she's calling Angela out for fucking killing all these people. And this is where all the girls have gone.
Yeah. Knocks her out. They both wake up tied up now. And it's like, I thought Sean was actually going to do something.
He literally does nothing.
No, he just gets his head cut off here.
He literally just gets decapitated by it. Is it an axe?
It's an axe,
She
yeah.
fucking chops his head off.
Clean cut.
And you know where that head's going?
In the TV.
In the TV. Great television, by the way.
TC,
Literally in the TV.
TC's eventually going to head over there because he's like looking for the kids. And as soon as he walks in, I thought he was actually going to be the hero.
Literally, she has prepped for this.
Yes. She throws what me and Brian have no idea what this liquid is. Like, I can't even. She was like mixing something in a cup.
Either acid or coffee or acid
coffee. Yeah, we'll go with acid coffee. It just melts TC's face off. Okay, I like it. A little acid coffee down. Okay.
This is going to be our new acid coffee dance. Ready?
Okay, this is the acid coffee dance. Yeah. He's dead.
Fucking gone.
Gone. Like, doesn't do anything. So like all these people are dead. Angela, like Molly kind of escapes here, and Angela starts to chase Molly through the woods until Molly falls off a cliff.
So she's just like on the edge of the cliff, backing up.
Yeah. And Angela wants her to stop. Like,
yeah, because it's like one of those things where like in movies where you know too much.
Yeah.
But I really liked you.
So I don't want to kill you.
I don't want to kill you, but you know too much. So she steps off, and it's funny because she like, I guess the cliff's not very big.
No, it's
but
not.
She
It's
falls,
not.
You see her body on the floor, but her face is like covered in blood, and I'm like, how does that happen?
Okay. Yeah. And to be fair to the movie, it doesn't actually kill her, at least.
It doesn't. No, she's still alive. I just don't know how why there's a fucking
Blood. Yeah, I agree with that. It makes no sense. So Angela's going to walk away, and then Molly's going to get up and go. She's going to go to John.
Uncle John.
So John is dead. Ron is just nailed to the wall.
Yeah.
And
bro,
I think someone else is dead in there, too. Like,
I think that all the guys are like, TC's dead. They're all dead.
everyone has just been murdered. Bless you.
Thank you.
So Angela's going to, like, I guess, try to hitchhike out of camp. So she murders a woman in a car.
Yeah. It's like a pickup truck, right?
Yeah, a pickup truck. That's what it is. That's what it is. And so Angela's going to get in this car, and then Molly's going to try to hitchhike home, but she goes to the car that Angela is in.
She magnificently tries to get the hitchhiker, like, to get picked up by the hitchhiker. Unfortunately, the car that she tries to pick up, Angela's driving with a hat on, so she looks...
Yeah, and she just gives that, like, smile.
She's like, hi!
Yeah.
Molly?
And the movie cuts to black.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first.
No, definitely not. Not like any crazy twists, but... I mean, the kills are good.
They are good kills.
The kills are good. They're very brutal for like a movie that I guess a sequel I didn't expect to be as good.
It's just there's not much in terms of a story.
No, and like I said, it's very rinse repeat.
Yes,
it's like a very like kill, send home, kill, send home. Try to justify to Uncle John, kill, send home. So it's kind of like rinse repeat. But like even with compared to the first movie, like the first movie was definitely had a really good story.
Yes,
and definitely sent you on a fucking like tailspin towards the end.
Yes, and it's a great twist.
Great twist. But the kills in this movie were very like impactful. I feel like
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Each and every one was creative and insane.
Yes.
Like she fucking crushed these girls.
Yes. Oh, she destroyed them. She did not hold back.
Like young girls going to summer camp getting boiled alive, burned by fire.
The leeches,
head
drilled.
cut off, drilled in a car. Yeah,
Insane.
There's certainly some questions surrounding whether the fact or not she can get away with this with very little, like the fact that there must be some brain matter all over that car, like there must
all
be
over the
traces
forest,
of evidence everywhere over this fucking woods and campsite, and she's cleaned it all up. Isn't definitely in question, but I definitely liked the kills. They were very entertaining and probably the highlight of the movie.
Agreed.
Along with like her fucking corny ass lines after killing every.
Oh my
camper.
God, that's something we even bring up. She always had an Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner after she killed someone.
She was full of the one-liners.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
No, but they were just very corny.
Yeah, they were.
I can't think of any of that too.
Well, with that said, I guess I'll go into my rating for this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna come. It's for me, it's a 5.
Yeah.
It's a very average movie. I feel like if it did more for me to actually care about anyone in the movie, like you said, like every time someone gets a little bit of screen time and character, it's just to kill them off in the next scene anyway. And it's like you said, it's rinse repeat. It's very repetitive. Thank God the movie was only an hour and like 23 minutes long, because like it would have got boring if it went longer than that. The music isn't as blaring as the first one, where it's like, so I kind of appreciate that a little bit, but yeah, it's like, it's enjoyable for what it is, but it's like not a movie I would ever go back and rush to watch again. So I'm gonna say 5 out of 10.
Yeah, like it's definitely an enjoyable sequel. Like I definitely thought it would be worse. In all fairness, like how can you duplicate this idea twice?
Yeah, agreed.
I like how they carry the story of Angela over a little more, but it's just the fact that it's so rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
It does get tiring. You do feel that, but the kills keep it alive. Like,
yes.
Kills definitely make this a refreshing movie. And that's why I also give this movie a 5. I had it as a 6 when I first watched it. Moved it down to a 5 because the story is just it's too much of like she kills, she cleans it up, she like kind of like has to clean it up with Uncle John,
and that's it.
Refresh the idea, keep like her law, like the fact that she's doing this with the law clean. It's a lot of the same. So it does get boring after a while, but the kills keep this movie fresh. The kills are so brutal, so intense and creative. Each and every one is very different.
Yeah.
I like it. You feel it. It's good, but definitely there's a 5 because of how fucking repetitive the story is. The story is really like a non-story movie.
Yeah, it's nothing. There's just no story.
And other characters around, like I feel like Angela is the movie because
she's the only character.
Like there's no other character that really provides an investment in this movie whatsoever.
No, not even Molly and Sean's relationship is investing.
No character really stands a chance against her. Like Uncle John is the only one that, like, I guess you could say, like, fires her, which makes her go in like a spiral, downward spiral.
But he's not even as good as the original like head of the camp in the first one.
Mel.
Yeah,
Mel was fucking great.
He was.
All he wanted to do was bang chicks.
It was wild.
Yeah,
wild
bang
stuff.
Meg.
I forgot that's who he wanted to bang. Jesus.
The 18-year-old camp counselor.
Yeah, so I guess we'll transition that into our Necronomicon portion of the show, where I think mine's gonna. You
have Leech Alley.
Yeah.
You have Girl That Got Burned Alive.
I'm not gonna do the Shit Sisters.
Yeah. You have
the Drill's up there.
Drill Girl, which I definitely felt was strong. Decapitated Sean.
I do like the leech kill. It's like brutal.
The burn?
Yeah. No, the one where she puts her
with Allie,
with Allie, where she puts her in the porta potty and like is constantly hitting her with a stick to stay down. I wouldn't be opposed to that, and I wouldn't be opposed to the drill either. I think both are very strong. Even the guitar wire one's really brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah, my personal two, I would say either the drill or the leech. I would go either one with.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with those were mine too. Man, there's a lot in this movie.
There is.
The fire kills cool too, but she lights the guy, the little girl on fire. Heesh. I'm gonna go with the porta potty with Allie.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think that the leeches were
it really puts it over the top.
That's
Yeah.
just the one that I'll remember. That's the one memorable kill from this movie that like sticks with me.
Yeah.
Because of how much he kept putting her down into the fucking porta potty with leeches.
Brutal.
Yeah, brutal.
Allie, you were a character who had some character development, and by that I mean you showed your tits. That's something. That was your personality. Your personality was your tits. The one thing is, that's a very sensitive subject for Angela.
I love boob shame.
Yeah, but Angela doesn't.
I know.
Because she's, she was a dude, then she was a chick, and it's kind of the whole transition. So it's just like, she's not
What are her
into,
tits looking like?
I don't know.
Me neither. Dude.
But she didn't want anyone showing them off. And because of that, she threw her into the shitter.
Into the shitter.
And I'll tell you what, I'm starting to think the Necronomicon's got to get a little hotter anyway. So it's about time we put someone like Allie in there, right? Let's get this thing hot.
Shows their tits.
Exactly, that's what we're missing. We haven't done this since like putting Suzanne's tits in here.
Yes. Oh,
So-
wow, those are great.
Yeah, great. So for that, we're putting Allie in our Necronomicon.
I like that, Shane. That's a good call.
Thank
That's a
you,
good
thank
point.
you. So week 3 of Sequel September is going to be another banger. We're staying in the woodsy vibe. We are doing Friday the 13th, part 3. Still, when Friday the 13th movies were very good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So this will be a very good one to talk about.
You get a lot of Jason's face in this movie.
It's great.
Yeah, you see a lot of Jason's face. Friday the 13th, part 3 is very good. It's definitely, I agree with you. Like, it's probably the third best one of
Yes.
the 3, but like, it's still a solid movie.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still
like I said,
solid.
I think up until 4, they're good movies.
entertaining,
It's just when they they go downhill after 4.
I mean, these movies are very entertaining, including this one. This one I specifically remember because I watched this movie with one of my very first sleepovers I've ever had with friends before.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically remember the very last scene in the barn
Yes.
during that sleepover. So like, I love this movie. And it's not as good as the first 2, but it's still pretty solid.
Agreed.
And having Jason in this movie, he's like more like big and hulking and menacing.
This is when he starts to get that like menacing persona where he's like a monster, not a person.
He feels like a monster. He looks like a monster. And in the second movie, I always say that the second Jason is my favorite Jason because he's so simple with his plaid,
Yes.
fucking overalls and baghead. I love that look. But this one's just like a little bit more big and hulking and menacing.
Yes. So,
sure.
with that said, we are the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week where we see the origin of the hockey mask.
Very true. Very true. I like how like even one of the characters is wearing a hockey mask.
Exactly.
Friday the 13th wouldn't be the same without horribly unfunny and just stupid characters.
Correct.
Yeah. But in any case, www.thefinalpodcast.com. Follow us. Check out all our videos. We're now on YouTube. Check us out. Subscribe to us. Give us a follow on all our social media accounts. Final Podcast on Instagram. Check us out.
Please.